I challenge anyone in the comment section to prove that rocks can do that. Because of a light that's 93 million miles away, we're observing that. And the fact that the moon is actually a cold light tells us that it emits its own energy. It's just as the Bible describes. It's the opposite to the sun, the yin to the yang. We can measure moonlight as being cold. But I think anyone with any common sense can look at that moon and tell themselves there's no way it can be a rock 238,000 miles away. There's no way we could zoom in and see the detail that we see on the moon with a Nikon P1000 if it was 238,000 miles away. So I know it's difficult for people to comprehend because of a lifetime of conditioning, but the Bible cosmology is actually a closer representation based on what we see, feel and observe in nature than the one that we're being given by NASA. For me, the globe is nothing but a spell. It's a kind of program, it's a kind of trick to deceive us from what's actually going on here. The fact that we're in some sort of creation, and nature supports that. And your common sense tells you that you can't have possibly come from a big bang billions of years ago and evolved from a single cell amoeba. So just use your own discernment, use your own common sense, and use the moon as a starting point. Do you really think you can land on the moon? Do you really think that's a rock? Do you really think it's far away? Do you really think it's actually physical? You can make all these observations for yourself and you can prove that the moon isn't actually physical and it's not something you can ever land on.
The Earth is flat, and here's the proof you've been searching for. Ever wonder why we've been fed so many stories about outer space? Satellites floating around, endless galaxies and moon landings. They sound cool, right? But have you ever questioned how much of it actually makes sense? Let's break it down. If satellites are supposedly orbiting in space, how come NASA and private companies launch hundreds of high-altitude balloons every year? These massive balloons carry thousands of pounds of equipment, telescopes, internet devices, you name it. And here's a shocker. Underwater cables transmit most of our internet, not satellites. So why all the space propaganda? Now let's dive into the bigger picture, the Earth itself. Ever heard of the 360-degree ice wall in Antarctica? This colossal wall is said to hold the oceans in place, acting like the edge of a flat world. Researchers have tried to dig into it only to discover something bizarre. First, it feels like solid stone. Dig a little deeper and you hit something they call sky ice. What's weird? Every hole they make seals itself as if the ice is alive. And it doesn't stop there. This sky ice phenomenon mirrors what happens when rockets hit the firmament, a mysterious water-like barrier above us. Footage shows waves rippling across it as if it's repairing itself. Coincidence? Think about this. Over 85% of our oceans remain unexplored, yet we're told we've mapped out the infinite cosmos. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? The sky's blue because there's water above it. Just like our bodies are made of 60% water, Earth's balance depends on it too. Curious to learn more truths that challenge the mainstream narrative? Hit follow and dive into the rabbit hole. The answers are out there. Are you ready to find them?
Good morning, aloha from Florida. So this is an appeal to Christians who still believe the earth is a spinning wet rock in outer space. The first 19 verses of Genesis spells it out pretty clearly. The biggest thing in there is that the sun was created on the fourth day and the earth was already here. So if the heliocentric globe theory is true, what was the earth rotating and revolving around for the first 3 days? It doesn't work. And Joshua clearly said, "Sun, stand still." And the Bible says that God stopped the sun and the moon over the valley. It doesn't say he stopped the earth from rotating and revolving. And one of our favorite ones is the verse in Job where it says, "The earth takes shape like clay under a seal." And there's a lot of them in Psalms talking about the earth being stationary, motionless, built on a foundation or having pillars. So you cannot get a spinning wet rock for the earth out of the Bible. What really surprises me about this, when you tell someone who is a Christian or a Bible believer, they look to the Bible as the authority for their life, and you tell them the earth is flat and stationary, and they just immediately want to start defending the globe. Where did the globe come from? The globe is the baby of the Big Bang. The Big Bang pseudoscience nonsense gave birth to the globe. And that ideology gave birth to evolution. And that leads to a deep, dark delusion called atheism. So for you Christians, defending the globe, thinking the earth is a spinning wet rock in outer space, the globe theory is an anti-God, anti-Christ, anti-flat earth world view. It lends itself to fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Romans chapter 1, I believe it is, maybe it's chapter 2, but says that you can know the Creator by understanding the creation. So if you start looking into the creation and learning the truth that this is an intelligently designed, enclosed electrical, topographical, stationary plane, and you learn more about the sun and the moon and the fixed constellations and the wandering stars, which most people are conditioned to call planets nowadays, and the earth is not a planet. The earth is the ground floor. The earth is not in space. It's not rotating. It's not revolving. It's not tilting. It's not wobbling. The earth is flat and stationary, just as we observe it to be. And when you start to research this and you are willing to accept the truth of creation, for a lot of people, it gives them a deeper connection, a better connection with spirit or with our Creator. So for Christians who still want to hold on to the blue ball religion, just realize that maybe it's creating some confusion in your spirituality. Maybe it's creating some fear, uncertainty, and doubt in your spiritual, emotional, and mental life. Maybe there are some contradictions in your own thinking processes trying to make sense of God the Creator and the satanic lie of creation of the earth being the globe. Just something to think about, something to consider. If you would look into Flat Earth Banjo, he's one of the best channels on YouTube for Flat Earth. He's a friend of mine. He wrote a book called 16 Emergency Landings Proving Flat Earth. Also check out Eric Dubay, 200 Proofs Earth is Not a Spinning Ball. And the documentary that I'm in called The Mechanical Realm, based on the Antikythera mechanism and the perfect divine cycles of all the heavenly luminaries over the surface of our flat and stationary earth around our magnetic center. This is not a random chaotic accident that we live in or on. This is an intelligently designed, enclosed, electrical, topographical, stationary plane that we commonly call flat earth. So for the Christians still trying to hold on to the globe, please do a little research and question what you were taught to believe by the government indoctrination camps. Have a great day. God bless.
Nobody that believes in flat earth thinks that the earth is suspended in space and that it's just a pancake and that we're the only ones that are flat. Space is fake. It's just us. Yes, we are special. We're created by God. When I was younger, I loved astronomy, but it's not real. Like, literally none of it is real. Find me a picture from NASA that doesn't look like CGI. Find just one.
So the NASA moon mission is delayed again. Yeah, that's right. The Artemis program, which started in 2017, delayed their moon mission once again till this time, 2027. So check this out by contrast. The Artemis program, which was started in 2017, is delaying their moon mission till supposedly 2027 at the earliest. Well, the Apollo mission started in 1961, and supposedly they landed a man on the moon in less than 8 years. Guys, you following what I'm saying here? It took them less time in the 1960s to build their program all the way to the moon than it takes now. So the logical conclusion is, guys, they're not going back to the moon anytime soon because they can't go to the moon and they never could. I mean, you guys don't really believe they live streamed from the moon in 1969 and talked to the president from a landline in 1969. But they can't go today. Come on, guys. Just admit it was silly to ever believe them. NASA, not a space agency.